Once again, welcome back to Plot. Afternoon everybody, once again, welcome back to Plot. First chance for a couple of weeks we've had some decent weather like this. Wind's absolutely freezing, but the sun shines out, so I thought, crack on, make a start. I've got loads to do up here. Although I can't get much done in the garden, we haven't got anything planned for this week. What my idea was to get the outdoor trees put in next week, when it's Easter weekend, which was a normal week, but just looking at the forecast for the rest of the week, and it's absolutely horrendous up here. Rain, wind, cold, so I might have to just put them back for a couple of days. I've got a few jobs to do up here, like I say, so I can work away in the greenhouses quite happily. Loads of potting off to do. That's the last tray of the polyanthus that I sowed last year, if you remember. Some of the polyanthus come really quick. That's the ones I had planted down home. But the seedlings that I had at the back end of the year, I just let them grow on, and lovely little plants in there. I'll knock them out of there. There's a good dozen in there. I'll knock them out and put them into a small 6cm pot, and they can sit in the bottom tunnel for a couple of weeks, and then they'll come outside on one of the benches and they'll sit there all year, ready for planting out the back end of this year. Nothing goes to waste. There's always somebody looking for plants. One of the jobs I must get done tomorrow is the sprout. That's the sprout maximus. I grow these every year without fail, and although you don't get many seeds in a packet, I think there's about 30 seed for these, for £3 odd for a packet, but I send away to Kings for these every year, and they never disappoint us, so I'll get a good 2 dozen out of them, and of course they'll go into the big cups, the big cardboard cups that we've got. Me and Roger made a mix up the other day. We've got most of our boxes filled down here, ready for the first of the tomatoes to go in. That's what I'm busy doing down home. I'm doing the Akron tomatoes, potting them up into 9cm pots. And what I want to do on them, I'm going to try to take some cuttings off them, try taking the suckers off them and rooting them off, and see if we can get a decent crop, because I think we only got 15 seed for £3 odd. But I put 3 in, and the 3 of them run away, no problem, and a nice big size now. And the other seeds, the other Akron, I've kept them back, and I'll not sow them till probably the end of this month, end of March. I've got money maker to go in, gardener's delight to go in, and of course the old time favourite, which I'll do when we go down home, is for outdoor tomato by Ailsa Craig, and you cannot beat that. Good old British tomato, a nice firm tomato. If you've got a shelter position in your garden where you want to put tomatoes in, and Ailsa Craig's the one to grow. So we'll sow them when we get down home. We'll finish this video off for that. And as I say, easiest pie to sow seed. Nothing complicated about it. Different people have different ways. I've stuck to the tried and tested ways for years now. Cut with your compost. They say depending on your seed, depending on what seed you're sowing. These are the marigold. If you remember, I sowed the marigold a couple of weeks ago. Now these are in the 3-2-1 mix. And the reason I put them in there is because it's a nice deep tray. It's a good compost. There's plenty of feed in it, and the marigolds will sit in there. I never put them off at a 2-leaf stage like this. I'll leave them. I let them grow until they get a nice decent size. Then I throw the whole tray out and just break it up into little clumps. But I'll show you that later on as we move along. That's them there. They're growing away nice and strong. I've got the red cabbage here. They'll go for at least another 2 weeks to get a real decent size. Like I say, I never put them off at a 2-leaf stage. I like the nice deep tray like that, and I like them to get a really good root system on them first before I even disturb them. It's a red cabbage, so we've got broccoli, I've got the red cabbage, I've got my sprout, I've got greyhound, and I've got one of the old time favourites, golden acre. Lovely little ball cabbage, nice summer, sweet as out. And of course, the cauliflower. Now the cauliflowers down in the polytunnel, the winter cauliflowers, they're growing away lovely. They just wanted a really good watering yesterday. Just starting to heart up there, and of course the spring cabbage is just starting to heart up there. So hopefully in a couple of weeks time, into April, we'll have our first cauliflower, our first cabbage and that's what we look forward to. But that ground there, we filled that ground up because the tomatoes are going that polytunnel this year, and where the early tatties are, the follow on with sweet corn, peppers, chilies, anything like that, just to fill the space up. We just change the tunnels around every year, so the tomatoes are never in the same place. Now the 100-foot greenhouse has definitely got to come down this year. When we started, it's we've just had a major job. We've just had a 100-foot of fencing to repair. Now, me and Roger just took our time. We've done a panel at a time. It's back up now. We've got the net on for a windbreak, and we're busy shifting our muck bins, put them all the way down the side. So we've got plenty of room to move and get our barrows up and down with the horse muck. So that's one of the jobs, one of the big jobs out of the way. I'm going to attempt to lift a couple of rhubarb this weekend, so I might do that in next week's video. I'll start off with that. But for the time being, we'll get ourselves away down to the bottom polytunnel, and we'll see what's left of the plants to go out. Okay? Okay, right, well, I've had to put my jacket back on because it's absolutely Baltic out here. Of course, there we are. There's the finished fence, 100 foot of it, from top to bottom, all the way down. A right job me and Roger had, but we've managed it. It's up now, and of course we're starting to get our pathways tidied up. We're putting the bins back where they belong. This is all our muck bins, and it's everything's looking great. Right, I'm getting back inside, but I'm going to get this jacket off because the sun's out and it's absolutely roasting in here. I'm well pleased because everything's grown away the way it should be. I know it's been a testing few weeks for the cold. I'm not too happy about that camera either. Right, I think it's tight enough. So, as I say, I mentioned this last week, we're going to get cracking on these, and of course that's the delphiniums, the little delphiniums that were planted at the back end of last year. Lovely little plants. They're just in small pots, and what I intend doing with them is to get them potted up the same way I potted the helianthemum up. I've done them yesterday. They were in exactly the same pots, and now they're up into 9cm pots, and they're in that trays. There's a full tray of them there. Absolutely marvellous. I'm over the moon with them. So I'll give them a good water in a day. That's just really why I come up, was to just check over the plants that I had done yesterday. Here's some of the delphiniums I potted up yesterday. And all these will go into that tunnel in the bottom there. Strawberries, well, they speak for themselves. Absolutely marvellous. Lovely and green. Give them a turn, give them a check every day when I come up, just to make sure there's nothing on them, no white fly, anything. White flies easy to control, just soapy water. But there's some nice rhubarb up the top there, just starting to sprout. You can get yourself a couple of rhubarb leaves and boil it down and spray them on there, and that'll keep nice and clean. But I'm well chuffed with them, growing away really well. And the potatoes, well, all our spuds are up. They're flying away them. We've got row upon row of nice early tatties. Melon house is absolutely chocker with plants. I can't even get in here for them. But pot leeks, lobelia. That's a lucifer I sent away for. The crow cost me a packet of seed. I sent away online for that, and I've got there's loads of them going away. And taking into account they're going to take about 4 or 5 years to flower, but you know, I'm never in a hurry for gardening. When I was looking at the plants online, they were average between £5 and £7 a plant for one plant. So I thought, well, I get a packet of seed, and lo and behold, they're all up. There's about 30 plants here. But you know, patience is a virtue, so they say. There's loads of lobelia we've put off. That's one other marigolds. We've just finished them off. We've got 4 big trays of marigolds here, and of course we'll just let them grow on, and then, as I say, I'll show you how we like to put ours off. We've got geraniums up here. There's four trays of geraniums in there. They're just ticking over. We've got busy lizzies, geraniums, petunias. We're trying to get through all the bedding just a step at a time. I don't want to rush it because I don't want to bring it up here too early. I know it's double skinned in the melon house. It's a couple of degrees than what it is actually in the polytunnel itself. But for the likes of petunias and busy lizzies, they're still down home. I like to keep just that frost free, just in case we do get a frost of an evening. Geraniums are pretty hardy. They can stop up here now. And as I say, the lobelia, the marigolds, I've got trefoils, Livingston daisies and that to do. But they can all stop up here now. It's warm enough. Once that sun rises, it's actually 72 in here now. So, a bit too hot for me. Let's get out here into the fresh air. But anyway, that's it's a little walk around. I've showed you the fence. What we've been doing, we've been, as I say, it's taken about 4 or 5 weeks to get that done since the last storm. But we've managed it. We've plodded on, me and Roger, and we're getting it done. I've got loads of stock plants to get shot of. These are the Xanthidesha, the big white trumpet lily. We had about 3 of these in the back garden last year, and the wife says take them up and get them split. So we've got 12 plants now. So I'm forever giving them away. Xanthidesha grows so easy, you know. It's one of them plants there. After 3 years, you've got to lift it, divide it, and you'll get 1,000 plants of it. But they grow great. Anyway, I'm going to get myself way back down, and as I say, I've just shown you what we're doing up here, bits and pieces, and then I'm going to crack on with them outdoor tomatoes tomorrow. This afternoon I'll finish this video off, and we'll start with them outdoor tomatoes. Okay, so I'll see you again soon. Okay, right, well, once again, welcome back to the plot. We're going to try and get this video finished today. Unfortunately, when I started yesterday, the rain came again, and it's been absolutely freezing. This wind has just never give up. But I thought we'd get myself way down home when we've had a little walk around the plot, and we'll get started down here. As I mentioned on my Facebook page the other day, the fruits, checking on the fruits and keeping them going. I always like to treat mine, my fruit bushes, fruit trees, everything, strawberries, end of February, beginning of March. You get a good coating of horse manure and a good handful of sulphate of potash, and of course there's a proof's in the pudding there, that there's some nice green new growth coming on the tops here, and they'll work their way all the way down. Now these there canes are split from the allotment last year. A little patch of vines that had grown, canes, and I dug them up, and I managed to bring 6 down here, and they've grown away really well for the first year. So what I'm going to do with the bottoms, just give them another light forking over and just keep them nice and weed free. I've got a big bag of compost down the bottom here. I can split that and top it right up, and so their roots are well covered, and as I say, they're growing away really well. No spraying anything on them yet, just keeping them nice and clean. As I say, if anything crops up, I can use some rhubarb leaves or whatever's not around the garden, bit soapy water, garlic sprays, anything but chemicals. But no, up and now they're growing away really well. Job this afternoon, as I mentioned, I want to get started on the tomatoes, the outdoor tomatoes. At the end of March, as we'll come to the end of March now. I usually wait the first week in April, but I'm going to put them in this week because it's been really cold of late, and I want to try and get them started. I really want a nice decent plant for planting out here around about the end of May. So I'd say 7 weeks away, so we should be okay. We'll get them planted this week, and of course we'll go to my old time favourite, Ailsa Craig, and we'll get myself in the greenhouse now, and we'll get started on that. Okay. Away? Yes, we're away. Right, there we go. I've got to keep an eye on this camera because for some reason the button's not pressing in correctly, and my videos sometimes are a little bit stunted. Right, so we're back inside now. I've had this door open for a couple of minutes because it's 65 in here, and that's just with that tad of sunshine that we've had over the last half hour, and the temperature's just rockets in here. But I'm quite happy 50, 55, and that's great for me. But what I always like to do is when I come in is open the door, and I like to let the air get changed. So there's no stagnant air. First thing in the morning, come down, even when it's cold, open the door, let the wind blow in, and just blow out that air, stagnant air. And that'll keep a check on most of your diseases, especially airborne diseases, molds and fungi, and just breath of fresh air every day. Right, okay, so as I said, tomatoes aren't difficult to grow if you go about them the right way. Just a basic few rules is they're nice clean compost, good free draining. I use multi-purpose compost, and I always add to that a couple of handfuls of sharp sand or a handful of perlite, so it's nice and free draining. Good fresh water, as I say, every time. I always bring fresh water down from the home into the greenhouse. I never use water out of the butts, full of pathogens and diseases that's been lying over the winter. And that's the first thing you don't want to do, is to cover your compost in that, and you'll get a green algae, green mold growing on it within a couple of days, especially if it's warm inside your greenhouse. But a few basic things. They don't need much looking after once you get them grown. These are the Akron that I planted the other day, the other week. I wanted to try and get some suckers off these. I think there's only 10 seed in the packet, £3, but they're grown really well. And of course, proof of the pudding, seedling leaves there. Well, they've just been potted up, so they've got quite a good size before I potted them on. I never pot on at 2-leaf stage. I always wait until I get a good root system and a nice, strong, healthy looking plants before I attempt to pot them on. But if you're getting plants, if they've got 2 seedling leaves, you know that they've been properly grown. They've had no check, and what I mean by having a check is that they've had no sudden bursts of cold weather or cold water or anything else that could set them back, and grown away really strong. Really pleased with them. But as I say, temperatures in here very rarely over 60. I'm quite happy. I've got just that little heater in, little tubular heater, and it's keeping it frost free. And what I did yesterday, I've just potted these ones up yesterday. These are Sun Baby. That's a yellow variety, and that's the size I potted them up in. And there's the 2 seedling leaves, and the new leaves just there. Wait until I get that size and I pot them off. These are in cardboard cups, and these will just sink straight into the ground. We're busy prepping borders and that up the garden at the moment. We're busy putting boxes in with manure and soil and whatnot. So we'll get all them ready, and probably in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, that pot will be full of roots, and it'll be just perfect for sinking in. By then, we're going to be the maybe towards the end of April, which is perfect for me. End of April, beginning of May, before I even think about starting putting tomatoes out. But these ones, totally different. These are the outdoor, and I grow these every year. I've grown for, must be on 30 years now, and they never fail me. Ailsa Craig, good old British tomato, nice and juicy, nice and firm, and a great taste. Better than any of the crap you get from the supermarkets. I wouldn't thank you for a tomato from there now. The way I bought some the other week, and they ended up in the compost bin. They were hard, they were pale skinned, no taste whatsoever, and they're just absolute rubbish. And I just love it when the first homegrown tomatoes are out and they're ready. So as I say, Ailsa Craig, there's plenty of outdoor girl, there's plenty of varieties you can use, but I've used Ailsa Craig for years, and as I say, they never let me down. So we'll get these pack open. There's 40 in a pack, so I'll probably fill 2 of them. There's a decent sized pot, and why I like to use a decent sized pot is the roots can grow down. You can get them a good size before you have to pot them off. These will be up the 2nd, 3rd leaf before I even think about potting them ones off. But as I say, follow on, and we'll just show you how we'll go about it. As I say, you look at your seed packet once again, gives you all your information that you need on there. And just a rough guess, because I know how many's in the packet, and I'm getting roughly about 20 there. Now this has been pre-soaked, this compost, and I think a pot this size is just perfect. There we are. Just spread them around for 20 seed, and then once again, just a light covering of compost over the top. Very light covering of compost. You can just use perlite, whatever, and they're good to go. They'll sitting under one of my plastic domes for the next week until I come through. We'll give them a little spray of chamomile tea. Spray's already there. Always do that with my seedlings. Once me a good soaking with that over the top. and that's them done. Good soak in the chamomile tea, and away they go. That's what outdoor tomatoes. All I need now is a label. Get a label in, stick them when I want my properties, and they're good to go. Keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks. We'll just plod on as the tomatoes grow. We're full here. We've got still got a load of bedding here. I've got busy lizzies at the back of me. I've got begonias, loads of begonias here, but I daresn't take them up the garden because there's no heat whatsoever up there. But the begonias can stop here for another week. The chilies and the peppers, I'm going to attempt to take them up next week because they're just about filling them pots up. A really nice looking plants. I'll just move one of them. I've got little bits of weed growing amongst them. I've just got to check them while they're dry them, so they'll need a good watering. Really first class little plants. And these are red chilies. And I've got yellow peppers and red peppers. First class little plants. Oh, the roots are just appearing at the bottom there, so it tells me that they're just ready for a potting on. Or what I'll do is I'll probably put them on into a pot like that, or a 9cm square pot, which I've got down here. I've got a few of them. I brought them down from the plot yesterday. You'll probably go into them and they'll sit here for another week, and then we'll take them up to the melon house. The melon house gives you a little bit more protection, no heat whatsoever, but it's inside the polytunnel, so it's a couple of degrees warmer, and they'll quite happily sit in there. I'm hoping that we're not going to get any more cold weather now. I know that wind has been absolutely freezing the last few days. It's been all over the country, rain, but that little bit of sunshine's peaking there now, and it's rose the temperature in here by 15 degrees since this morning. It was only just under 50 mark when I come in here this morning, but everything just loves this weather. A little bit of sunshine, and makes all the difference. I've got some work to do in the garden on Anne's plot, on the flower plot. I've got a peony rose to shift. I've got some foxgloves to plant, and I've got the manure to turn in that's been lying on the top of the plot all over the winter. So I'm going to get all that tidied up this week, and then we're going to crack on Thursday afternoon. I want to get up there. I'm a bit busy tomorrow, but I will start and dig that rhubarb out. Get the rhubarb dug up. We'll bring a couple of roots down here because I want to plant a couple of roots up in the back there in boxes, and then I want to make a whole new rhubarb bed up on the plot. So we'll get that done, and then we're going to start with squashes, cucumbers, courgettes, pumpkins, all that going first week in April. Plenty of time for them. So next week, or the back end of this week, we'll start sowing them, and we'll make that into the next video. But until then, I'm going to crack on here. I've got a bit more potting up to do, and then we'll get our way back up the plot, and we'll maybe get a little bit more building work done. But we're just glad to see the back of that fence getting built, and as I say, we've still got work to do, making bits and pieces here and there, but we'll get caught up, no doubt. But for the time being, hope we're helping you along with our seed zone. Easy job to do, seeds. Just take your time and say whatever seeds in your pocket. If you've got thousands of seeds, use a big standard tray. You know how I like to sow them in rows. Make 3 rows up. If you just got 30 or 40 seeds, you can just sow them in small pots, quite easy enough, and then you can quite easily get a container, stick a plastic container on the top, and it gives that a little bit extra protection. But that's all my tomatoes in at the moment. I've got some more money maker at the back there. They've only been in a fortnight, and they're romping through. So I'll maybe just put them off, but I can just show you the size they're at now. These are money maker, and the second set of leaves are just starting to break through there. That's why I always like to leave them till then. I'm never in a hurry to put them up. They're growing really well. It's a nice deep pot. I've got plenty of root space here for them to grow on. So I'll probably leave them for another 3 or 4 days, and by then it'll be a lovely little plant, just ready for potting off. So don't be in a hurry to get them out and get them potted on. They'll all grow in a good time, in their own good time. Plants are like that, fickle. Just leave them to be. Okay, so I'm going to finish off the video, get me a little bit of work done, and we'll try and get this online. Okay, so I'll see you all again soon. Don't forget, you can catch on my Facebook page, which is Jeff Foreman on the Plot, and we're there most nights. on the internet. So if you want to get in touch with her, you can reach her through there. Okay. So we'll see you all again next week. Bye for now.